And now the moment we've all been waiting for. San Diego Comic-Con 2025 is over, but it was one to remember. And today we're taking a look at my list for the top 10, or should I say bottom 10, worst wrestling reveals at San Diego Comic-Con. Let's go. So I have been nonstop saying that San Diego Comic-Con 2025 is one for the record books. In my opinion, it is the best showing of Mattel at San Diego Comic-Con, the best showing of AEW Jazzwares at Comic-Con, and the best showing of independent retailers at Comic-Con. There was so much great stuff shown off, but with that does come some stinkers. And the other day, we did our top 10 best reveals from San Diego Comic Con. And today, we are doing, in my opinion, the top 10 or bottom 10 worst reveals at San Diego Comic Con. These are the figures that I thought were just huge letdowns. Now, I would love to hear if you agree with any of these or if you think other figures that were shown are much worse than these. Now, again, remember, everybody's opinion is different. Everybody has different collecting rules. Everybody has different fandoms. Everybody loves certain wrestlers completely differently. So we're going to move on and we're going to start off with number 10. And I got to say, this one really disappointed me because this is a figure that I've been waiting for. This is somebody that I think has deserved a figure for quite some time, and that is Charles Robinson. Charles Robinson is going to be a Build-A-Figure in the Monday Night War line. Lil Nate is getting a figure. However, I think they did my man dirty with that head sculpt. It does not look anything like Charles Robinson then, now, or forever, for that matter. It just looks like a random head. They could easily put this on a card back in the main event series and just call it referee. And I don't think anybody would question anything because it really does not look like Charles Robinson. I'm hoping that's just the render sculpt, and I'm hoping that when it actually comes down to cut and steel, that this thing looks just like him because he deserves it. But Charles Robinson, for right now, you are number 10. And the reason it's number 10 is because it is a render, right? I didn't want to make it the worst because this absolutely could just be a fluke and look just like him when the final product comes out. Number 9, though, WWE Legend Series 29, Kurt Hennig. A couple things about this. First off, I think the head sculpts are pretty decent. I don't think they're great. I don't think they're the best Kurt Hennig head sculpts, but they do look like him. However, what is this? This singlet is awful. This singlet would work on a Superstars figure, but on an Elite, it looks silly. The bottom portions, the stitching, it hangs awfully. You're talking about a man who was well kept and always looked good in his gear. This is not flattering and does not do Kurt Hennig or his legacy any justice. Plus, the thing that stood out to me was the AWA Championship. I am thrilled that we are getting other companies' titles in the WWE Mattel Elite line. I'm stoked we are getting an an AWA title. However, it looks very oversized. It looks massive. It looks huge. And it's not how I remember the AWA Championship looking. And I even looked at pictures, and I do think this thing is just oversized. If they scaled it down a small percentage, I think it would really do it justice. But between the belt and that singlet, this thing is definitely number 9. It is not a good reveal. It left a lot to be desired. And next up, numbers 8 and 7. I kind of am giving them their own numbers, but they are kind of the same reason. Huge disappointment. I am a big fan of the Superstars line, the Steiner Brothers. You're talking about two guys who had some of the most toyetic gear. So colorful, so vibrant, so 90s, so neon. And they're just getting yellow and blue split gear. I mean, the ringside releases in this style of figure were so much better and more toyetic, in my opinion. Plus, they're coming with new AWA Remco style belts where they're completely flat after we've gotten 15 series of getting real VAC championships with the plastic plates, and now we're just getting flattened. It's a little bit disappointing, as you can see there. It's kind of just painted on or printed on the strap. Very disappointing. The gear is upsetting because it could have been more. Plus, I was under the pretense that they were going to have removable cloth goods singlets, like most other. We're talking about uh, Rob Van Dam. We're talking about Kurt Angle, who had removable cloth singlets. So then you're getting two figures in one. Instead, there's just this, and it's not even an iconic singlet of theirs. It is not special. It is not toyetic. I don't care if this is from when they won the titles. I think if they were even in their Hasbro gear, I think it would have just been so much more toyetic. Very disappointing. Plus, I do think that Rick's hand should have had the mouth on it from WCW, just as an added bonus. Even though he has the WWF World Tag Team Championship, I still think it would have been fun. But very disappointed by these Steiners. So that would be number 7 is Scott Steiner. And the reason he's number 7 and not 8 is because, first off, look at that image on the carding. Horrible line art. But the likeness on this head looks nothing like young Scott Steiner. The arms, on the other hand, yes, they do. But just doesn't look like him. He's had such better gear. I hate that they're in the exact same gear. The singlets are the exact same. They're not mirrored. Nothing different. It is just such a letdown, in my opinion, because I was so looking forward to these figures. But listen, I guess they can't all be winners. The next figure, number 6, what I think is the worst reveal. There's parts of it that are good. There's parts of it that I think are very bad. And that is the Coliseum Collection King Kong Bundy. Now, I think that the body mold is okay. I don't think it represents his physique, and I'm using that term lightly, very well in any fashion. I think he's a very unique build, and I do think that Zombie Sailor's Pinnacle Collection figure that I pre-ordered, I think that the body type is just spot on for what we expect with King Kong Bundy. He's got the 5 yelling head, looks great. He's got the gritting teeth head sculpt, looks great. But the other ones, not so much. First off, this head right here does not look like Chris Palley's. With that said, listen, he went to high school with my dad. I've worked with both of his brothers. I used to be CrossFit partners with his nephew. This is a man that I've been around. My buddy Tommy Avalone, like he's had him in multiple movies. I've been around this man. It's not a great likeness on the bottom, but that one on the top right, I'm going to zoom in. I want you to tell me if when I zoom in, this looks like a specific WWE Hall of Fame president. This is King Kong Trumpy. Do not tell me this doesn't look like Donald Trump. Just zoomed right in on the actual eyes, nose, and lips. It's Donald Trump right there. It's so weird. I could see him. You put a Donald Trump wing on that thing. I mean, it's going to look just like him. Very disappointed in this figure. I think that the body mold should have been bigger. I think the heads could have been better. But he's coming with that Jesse Ventura, which was on my top 10. So I'm picking it up regardless. So Ringside Collectibles exclusive. You can pre-order it now. Use code FAKEHEAL to save 10%. But moving on, number 5 is this man who they just can't seem to get right. They've had this head sculpt for quite some time. And even so, a lot of people saying it doesn't look like him. They still haven't improved it. And somehow, they have made this LA Knight head sculpt look even less like the man after already releasing a couple figures with it. Somehow it's gotten worse, which blows my mind. Is what it is, though. Royal Rumble set, you got to get them all. So that's how to get you. If you want to build Corey Graves, you got to get them all. Number 4, this one's disappointing. It is a Championship Showdown Liv Morgan. Main event style figure. Now, with main events, of course, we expect they're going to be less detailed, but this is a gear from Bad Blood that she wore that needed to be an elite. Those head sculpts that they showed off, the new head sculpt renders, should have gone on this in an elite, or her first Ultimate. I think it would have been great. Release this to go along with the Dominic Mysterio Ultimate that is also on our top 10. They really simplified the deco on the gear. Plus, she didn't wear a black top. It was sheer mesh see-through. So, first off, right there, it's wrong. She had so many chains and different designs and things going on her bottoms as well as her boots. They cut out pretty much everything that made this gear toyetic and just threw the rib cage on and called it a day. Not to mention the choker is so oversized and the head sculpt is just not great. It really doesn't bring out Liv's likeness well at all, which is why this is number 4 on my worst reveals from San Diego Comic-Con 2025. Now we're down to the final 3. And number 3, from the WWE Elite Royal Rumble 2026 set to build Corey Graves, is the Ultimate Warrior. First off, not his most toyetic gear, but I get it. It's from the Royal Rumble. You're going to keep it in theme. Very cool. It's not untoyetic. It's just not his best. You're talking about a guy who's always had airbrushed gear. So be it. I love the face paint, but that head sculpt is one of the worst that they've ever had for the Ultimate Warrior, and it is just not doing him justice. Have we seen it before? Yes, but I swear with this color scheme, it brings out how horrid it actually is. Had to be number 3. Had to be. Now, the next 2, both of these people have other figures on this list. And number 2 is from Championship Showdown. And it's not Logan Paul. It is LA Knight. Because what is this head sculpt? It's a new head sculpt, but somehow looks even less like the man. He has the messiest goatee, hair draping down. These are 2 things that, whether they happened in his match with Logan Paul or not, they do not represent his likeness that we have come accustomed to. It's isolated, but they do not represent the all-encompassing likeness. And when we're getting a figure of someone, we want the likeness, the head, the sculpt, the portrait to all be somewhat definitive of their look so that it can carry on past just one event. This, it does not look good. The facial hair needs some serious help, and maybe with help and fixing the facial hair, it'll really bring out the likeness. But right now, it took me a second to figure out who it was until I saw the LA Knight on his trunks. Easily number 2. I thought about making this number 1, but number 1 I thought was obvious. And that is the upcoming WWE Retro 4-pack Ultimate Warrior. This cartoon, extra cartoon head is god-awful. It doesn't fit in with any other retro in the line, let alone in this 4-pack. It is so cartoony, it is so exaggerated and so odd and out there and different from any other sculpts that we've gotten in this line that it just seems bizarre. And honestly, we saw renders of this at WrestleMania and for quite some time now. Really thought that it was just an exaggerated drawing. But it turns out those renders stayed pretty true. And the final form looks like this. And it does not represent the Warrior in a good light at all. The head even seems out of scale with the rest of the body. The only positive is he's coming with that Intercontinental Championship. But this is definitely the worst reveal, in my opinion, from WrestleMania. We finally saw a final version of it in hard copy, and it just does not do it justice. So coming in at number 1, we have the Retro Ultimate Warrior. Number 2, we have that Championship Showdown LA Knight. Number 3, we have the Royal Rumble Elite Ultimate Warrior. Number 4, we have Championship Showdown Liv Morgan. She's going to come with Dirty Dominic Mysterio. They really dumbed down her gear, and it really took away from the figure and what it could have been. Number 5, we have LA Knight from the Royal Rumble collection as well. Toothless LA Knight. Then number 4, we have number 5, we have none other than King Kong Bundy from the Coliseum collection. Number 4, we have Scott Steiner from WWE Superstars. Number 3 is his brother Rick Steiner with their dumb down gear. Number 2 is Kurt Hennig. And the only reason he's number 2 is that singlet is horrible, and I do think the belt's too big. But overall, the figure isn't bad. It's just the components of it that make it special are. And number 10 is going to be Charles Robinson, Build-A-Figure from the Monday Night War line. So I would love to hear your worst reveal list. Comment it below. I would love to read it. Maybe there's something I missed. Maybe there's something you missed that was on my list. So make sure you like this video, share it, and subscribe. And we will see you on the next one, guys. Thank you for joining. Peace. Are you a wrestling figure collector of WWE, Mattel, AEW, Jazzwares, and everything in between? Then you need Fig Heel's Wrestling Figure Encyclopedia, the modern edition covering all releases from 2010 to present day. Featuring over 7,000 photos of action figures from the hottest brands, including independent toy makers. Keep track of what you have, want, and need, including loose, mock, and overall collection value. With figure photography by Matthew Goldberg, the Wrestling Figure Encyclopedia is a must-have for collectors. Full-color paperback and hardcover editions available now at heelbooks.com. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at FigHeel. Pick up my book series on Amazon and my merchandise on ProWrestlingTees.com/FigHeel. Join my official sponsor, Whatnot, at whatheel.com and receive $15 off your first purchase.